Yes, Tukuriada. There you go. Let's go right into it. It's another episode of another sporting nugget for you to chew on. Yeah, Prefontaine shoes that he wore when he was training racing in Montreal, Canada, and maybe beyond that time, is going on an auction in New York. Estimated value between 50,000 plus. Some people are seeing more of the value on the shoe. The family preserved it for 50 years. It's an iconic shoe. Uh, the family claims that this is the shoe he wore. The shoe has been branded Nike Kenya Red Sneakers. It was worn, according to the family, by Prefontaine himself. Yeah, the Antique Roadshow for you there, boys and girls. This is Tukuria, the antique pronouncement of a shoe that has survived 50 years and maybe more. Prefontaine shoe in an auction in New York. And I'm looking here to the family. They are claiming, I mean, you can never prove these things. You just have to go with what they call, there's something you have to be, it has to be verified as authenticated that these are the real shoes. They've survived this long and they were Prefontaine shoes. There's a name they give to anything that is antique. Does it quote, is this vintage or antique? I think antique is 100 years. It's a convention I've always been, because I'm an antique guy, I like collecting stuff. And is this antique or vintage? Whatever. Prefontaine shoe, the family Michael Max say he idolized Pre and received the shoes when he was 10 years old as a gift from Auntie Mary, who dated Prefontaine over multiple years in the university. So this was a girlfriend. And this guy, Michael, has kept them safe in their original condition for 5 decades. I think I have some shoes that are more than 5 decades in the garage. They're on sale. Check my Poshmark if you're looking for antique shoes. I'm promoting myself today. Poshmark, look for me in my antique roadshow. Hey, sometimes you have to say promote. Anyway, let's go to Prefontaine. Yeah, according to the family, these shoes are worth almost $100,000 or 200. And the mother or the family is very proud that they've survived all these years. They're looking forward to seeing that people appreciate him. That these are the outrageous shoes that Prefontaine wore, and they have the feet smell of Prefontaine for Montreal Olympics in 1972. What about that? I'm checking here online, and apparently they didn't go for more as the max amount they were thinking. They went for about 80,000 in New York auction. Not bad for shoes, and the looks on it is very nice for me. They have that. They remind me of Jomas or Pumas. Uh, they have that sharp, that what do you call it, narrow toe appeal that Nike is popular for. They kind of narrow their toe to the front there. So very good shoes. The laces to me still look to be intact. They seem to have survived. It's the reason why those shoes survived back in the days. I think is the material. This one looks very. It's borderline leather, not these polyester, synthetic, plastic things they make us in China these days that you can't even last. Maybe if you're lucky a season. Yeah, Prefontaine, man, shoes on auction went for 80,000. Good day for the family. Bad day for Michael Johnson because GST organization is reformatting. They are engineering the top dogs. It doesn't look good at the top. Maybe the rot started at the top. That's why they didn't finish the season with one cancellation of the one in LA. I'm concerned about that they are dismantling the organization without giving us the clear picture of where the prices and the money to be paid for athletes, what has beheld that. So that's maybe where I ask, I don't care about the officials who are there in office. It's the fact they promised to pay these athletes, the Emmanuel Wanyonys of this world. Dos Santos, Alison Dos Santos, the Brazilian, the hurdler, complained the other day. what's his name? Nico Yang say he hasn't seen his payday yet. So that is where I take priority for me. That's a paramount conversation point. That's where conversation begins. Ricky Qualiotine, the chief event officer, or the oh no, his name is he was the chief content officer. The content was pathetic. Sorry, Rick, I didn't cut it for me. The way they presented the whole thing wasn't great. And then there's another guy, John Poco. Yeah, he poked me the wrong way. All right, this Poco guy, according to what I'm reading here on Spotico, uh, Poco guy is known for WWE. If you don't know what WWE is, the Wild Something Wrestling Mania is very popular. It comes, I think, there's Monday thing. I don't know which other days. Some of these family thought they were real. These are fake things staged on TV, and they have a following. I think it's global. Kenyans think it's real. It's not. WWE is not real. It's not. But this guy was the event organizer before he joined Michael Johnson. And I hope he didn't bring WWE. I remember my conversation, guys. I've been very hard on this subject from the get go. I didn't like the presentation, I didn't like the hype. It was oversold. It was, I can see now, it had WW appeal on paper. But you can't do that with track and field. You cannot fake it. You got to run, you got to jump. I don't know why I went to WWE. Because in Kenya, man, people will turn off anything to watch WWE. They believe it's a real thing. It's not, my friend. It's all act, but they get you on TV. This thing didn't get me on TV because I think maybe these are the people who made it fail. The other guy was an NFL guru, media organizer. Um, this guy here, what's his name? Rick Qualitioni. I'm just looking at their portfolio, their CV, and he's from the NFL media. Yeah, NFL media, the football, American football. Does that get my attention? Sometimes, but I think it has WW kind of overlaps. Maybe that's the reason it flopped. So these guys have abandoned the ship. They've walked away from it. So they have to get guys who are going to replace them and maybe present us better material and better viewing next season. For me, it doesn't matter right now. Pay the athletes. Don't tell us what's happening at the top. Maybe that's where rot is, where the money went. Yeah, that is GST, Michael Johnson. He has a lot to answer if he hasn't paid the athletes. Was it a scam? Was it another Ponzi scam that they were promised all that money and disappeared in somebody's pocket? I have no idea. You can never count that out in this day and age where people are trying to make money. I hope it's not the case, but at least the Wanyonyis, the Sydney McLaughlin, Lavron, who signed up. You know, there was hesitation for people like Lowell Niles, who kind of stepped back. People like Shari Richardson, the sprinter, they were very hesitant. I think Tara Woodhull voiced her concern how this thing was being presented and being played out. She's a field event lady, and she's like, "Why is jumping event not in this GST?" Now we know why. Uh, Listen, I wish him well. Michael Johnson might be the greatest guy we ever seen in track and field, but he's into track, no field. We need to come back. Time will tell, money will tell, and it depends on who come together to put it together for the next season. But for now, the no allies say they were not coming. Even Wanyonyi, I'm glad he went to Europe. I'm watching him in Monaco in the next few days in the Diamond League. I'm glad these guys decide let's go where things are happening instead of where they're experimenting. Nobody wants to be a guinea pig. I'm not a big fan of playing up or starting something and using athletes for that. You can start small and maybe build into something big. GST, man, disaster. Yeah, WWE, my friend. NFL. How do you bring that into track? I have no idea what Michael Johnson was talking about. And now I'm like, wow, this thing was sold to us. And it's like he threw the eggs on the wall and they were sliding. and they went all the way down. One egg was left on the wall. Even all it did. Sorry, man. I guess sarcastic. I wasn't a big fan. If you can watch me from the day one, I was like, what's going on here? Michael Johnson, the greatest athlete, 400 meters world record at one point, 200 meters record holder at one point. Atlanta was his biggest. Atlanta was Michael Johnson peak. He was at the top of the world. And then I tell you what is he doing right now? I have no idea. Wish him well. Prefontaine, go Pre. The shoe, man. The smell of the shoe went for $80,000. Good day to Prefontaine, the man from Goose Bay, Eugene, those sides. I'll be there in a week to represent the Kenyan entourage in their trials. Yuck.